Hey, how are you? Hi, how are you? I'm doing good. Oh my god, it's so funny because last night I don't know if you guys ever go on YouTube and you watch like the slowed and reverb songs that are already out, but there's this one song that's slowed and reverb by Tate McRae that I love listening to. It's like the revolving door one, and I was thinking about it. And as I'm going on YouTube right now to check to see if like the live is up and you guys can see it, it like is like right here. This one. Hi. Thank you. How have you guys been? It's been such a wild time for me, in like the best way. Wait, can you guys hear me? No, what I need to do is invest in one of those mics. Hold on. I don't know if this will fix it, but hopefully it's fine. Okay, you guys will tell me if you can't hear me or not, but what I wanted to talk about today is like seeing your desires as a process. Are you still seeing your manifestation as a process? And a lot of the times when I'm talking to people during coaching sessions, I can't help but notice a lot of you guys do see your desires as a process. Like sometimes people will come to me during these sessions and they'll tell me things like, um, it's like I can stay consistent with my desires, I can stay consistent with affirming, with visualizing when I'm home, but then the second I'm at work or the second I have to leave my house, it feels like everything is undone and I'm not manifesting and everything's going to hell. And I'm just like, okay, we need to break through that because that's one of the reasons why you may not have your desire, right? Because with manifesting, you either have it or you don't. There is no in between. There is no in between whatsoever. So when you're declaring that you can't be the person that has your desire because you're not home, you're insinuating that you don't have your desire, period. Because you can only be in one of two states. You either have it or you don't. Think about it like when you're at a store, right? You're at H&M or you're buying clothes or whatever, and you pick out a jacket and you go to the line to go pay for this jacket. While you're in that line, the jacket is not yours. You either have it or you don't, right? You're in line waiting to pay for this jacket, but in the meantime, while you are waiting in line to purchase this jacket, that jacket doesn't belong to you. It's not yours yet until you pay for it. The second you give the cashier the cash or the money or you pay for it, it's yours immediately, right? And that's it. It's just it's yours and it's something you get to keep. You need to have this understanding that your desires are yours the second you choose and decide they are here now. It doesn't matter what's happening in the physical world. It doesn't matter what someone is telling you outside. It doesn't matter what people are showing you. Even if there's like anything happening that seems to be the opposite, that doesn't matter. Why are you allowing the physical world to choose your desires for you? If it's not what you want, why are you getting so swayed out of your assumption by what you're seeing? The whole reason we got into manifesting is obviously because we have things that we don't like, that we're experiencing, that we want to change. Why would that matter? Why would that change your ability to manifest? Like if you had everything perfect 100% of the time, you wouldn't be manifesting. So why would that be an issue? If things happen in your physical world, you are to acknowledge, observe it, but do not absorb. That's your role as a conscious creator. Why are you allowing these things to sway you so easily? And that's the thing also, that I love you guys, but sometimes you guys allow these physical things to sway you entirely way too easily. You could be doing so well with your SB, but the second they say something that's a little bit off, it's like you feel like you messed everything up. You're back at school. Why? Why are you doing that? Why? Literally, the whole point why you got into manifesting was to not allow life to happen to you so passively. So why is it that you allow these things to corrupt your mindset so easily? Okay, I need you guys to have a backbone. Have a backbone. It doesn't matter what out here looks like. It doesn't matter what anyone says. It doesn't matter what you're being presented. Like yourself enough to tell you yourself that this is yours. Stop letting these things ruin your day. Stop letting these things run you. You're meant to run this reality. Something I like to tell myself, almost like to put myself further on the pedestal, is as master of this reality, I get to bend things however I want. I get to bend and manipulate things how I need them to be. Whatever I see in my physical world that opposes my assumption or my state of being, that is of creator that gets what they want, has nothing to do with me. And that's simple, plain, and easy what it is. If it's not what I want, that has nothing to do with me. You guys will literally have a situation happen in front of you and like it ruins your whole day. Me, it's like, oh, that's not for me, so I'm not gonna pay that any attention. And I go about my day and I'm still this amazing, happy, like pleasant person in my mood. Like my mood doesn't change. Like you guys can't be so easy to let go of the reality that you want to experience. And that's what I think messes up a lot of you guys. Don't get me wrong, I do have clients who like they do amazingly well, and I'm actually like a little jealous at the ones who like can pick it up so easy, because it was not the easiest thing for me at first. But some of you, like I teach you this and within the same week you're already manifesting instantly, which is like amazing. I love that. Hi, 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 hi. I'm thinking from the state. I keep saying I am in my head and refer to my notes app with my desires. It feels silent. That's fine. Something being normalized shouldn't always feel like this grand thing. And if you feel like it's this grand thing every time you think about it, amazing. But don't think that if that feeling is not there, you can't manifest, because feelings don't manifest, good or bad. I'm facing circumstances, but not allowing those to get to me because they don't matter. Exactly, they don't matter. In your last life, I was so anxious and confused, and now I have the job, manifested it out of thin air. Freaking thin air, thanks a lot. Now I want to manifest a job abroad. Any tips? The same way you manifested that job is the same way you can manifest a job abroad. I'm so happy I have this new job. Insert wherever it is you want to work. I'm happy that it was easy. I'm so happy that all my coworkers are amazing. I love the pay. I love all the benefits that come with this new job. Like you're just talking to yourself as if you already have it. That's it. That's literally all you're doing. Do not entertain anything else outside of that. My body has relaxed a lot over the last few weeks, and I feel less care for my desires. Constantly thinking I have them has made feel indifferent. Yeah, because it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter whatsoever. Like once you feel like it's yours and nothing can change that, like the manifestation is, that's it, it's yours. You get to keep it. Nothing outside of you should ever change that. I've been focusing on self-concept, and SP randomly messaged me on Friday after 2 months of no contact, asking me how my sister's wedding was, and that was it. Should I continue to persist and focus on my self-concept? Yes. Persist in the fact that it's already done. Don't take persisting to mean that you're still running a race or you're in a marathon or you're in a process of all this, right? So earlier, like I was mentioning in the beginning, like a lot of you accidentally put yourself in this waiting game because you feel like things have to align perfectly fine outside of you first before you can accept that your desires are here now. Don't do that. Persist in the fact that the story is true right now, right? That's how I want people to view persisting. It's not you're in the process, you're waiting for something, I have to keep going. It's no, it's here now and this is the story. Persist in the fact that it's true now. That's it. Yeah, exactly. If it's not what you want, it has nothing to do with you. It seems to me that it's a bit difficult to apply this approach when you're manifesting money and you get unexpected bills that are big stretch for you financially. Any tips here? So here's the thing, guys. The fundamentals to manifesting, they don't change. It may feel a little weighted because you have things going on in the physical world, but the fundamentals don't change. Like sometimes I feel like people will ask me questions and they want me to give them a different remedy than how the law works, but it's the same thing. You go about your desires the same way with anything that's oops. You go about these things that are occurring in your physical world the same way you go about your desires. It doesn't matter, it's the same thing. Do I understand that because these things are in your face all day long, or maybe not all day long, they're just constantly showing up, that you're gonna feel some kind of way? Yeah, that's fine. Feel how you have to feel your feelings, but and that in the back of your mind, you should be observing this thing as it's already been taken care of. It's already done. It's not about ignoring the physical world because, first of all, that's out of touch and dangerous. Like, I don't want you to ignore your reality. Like, we still have to live in this world. Like, we still have to move about this reality and, like, do stuff for ourselves and, live. So, to tell someone to completely ignore your world is kind of like irresponsible in a way. So that's not what I mean at all. You handle the things however you have to handle them, but the story and what you're doing is it's already been taken care of. It's fine. This is my new story now. And you persist in that. Persist in the identity of being the person that has what they want. That's it. You're not wavering. You're not allowing that situation to make you feel like it's not working, because again, even you saying it's not working is a manifestation in and of itself. I don't want him as my boyfriend. I want a revenge. Like, I want him to beg me, can I manifest that? Yeah, you can manifest anything you want. Some people say we shouldn't manifest. I mean, is it their reality or is it yours? Here's another thing, like, I'm so sick of people online trying to police what it is that we can manifest. It doesn't matter what people want or think, it's not their reality. If you want to manifest 5 boyfriends, manifest 5 boyfriends. If you want to manifest $170,000 out of thin air just because you exist, manifest that money. I don't see why people are so concerned with what other people are manifesting. Like, it's like everyone loves to preach limitlessness until it comes to a specific desire. Like, that's so contradicting. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the reasons why I don't even like associate with coaches online is because of that perception. Like, everyone loves to talk about being limitless until it's time to manifest an SP, until it's time to manifest money, or until it's time to manifest something that you want. Why does that matter? That has nothing to do with them. What do you want? I visualize you sitting next to me with your Muji pen, writing down each desire and going, it's done. Yeah, if that helps you, do it. And by the way, I love that you remember. I love my Muji pens. Hi. Thank you, thank you. These comments. I just affirm the new story and tell myself the old story is fading. Sometimes the silence makes me feel like I have to do more. No, get rid of that mindset. It's not about doing more, right? It's either you have it or you don't. It's about you either have it or you don't. Because if that were the case, why is it that people do the 10K challenge, 50K challenge, 100K challenge, and then they come out of it and they don't have anything? Because it was never about the technique. It was about the identity behind what you were doing. So if you come into that challenge being the person that doesn't have what they want, you're going to get out of that challenge being the person that doesn't have what they want. It's not about the technique. And the sooner you learn, like, that it was never about the technique, the honestly, the easier your life will be. because sometimes I'll just decide something one time and it will materialize. Like, you don't know how freeing it is to know that you don't have to be constantly affirming 24/7 to manifest something, because that's not the point. The point is, what story do you have about said thing? I also just manifested a new job in SP City. I applied to jobs all over the country, and this job just so happened to be in his city. I won't reach out to tell him, and we'll let things unfold in the 3D. Love that. Yeah, they say like you're limitless, but then there's like a but after. Like, oh, like what are we teaching people? Like, what are we teaching people? It's either you're limitless or you're not. Why does the conversation have to change into me being an evil bad person when I want to manifest an SP? Does that make sense? Like, why? I don't know. Like, I feel like people online bring the word limitlessness with parameters. Do you believe in avoiding the mirror when manifesting appearance changes? Not really. Not really, because to me, I understand what manifesting is. And the whole name of the game is you decide. Once you decide something is true, it's true no matter what the physical world shows you. So even like back when I had really bad acne, I would go in front of the mirror and I would see acne, but once I understood how manifestation worked, it didn't matter what the mirror was showing me, because I know that the physical world had no choice but to reflect my mindset. So it didn't matter that I was seeing or perceiving like pimples or acne on my face, because I understood that the law has to mirror me regardless of what my physical like senses are perceiving. So I'm gonna say yes and no to your question, because it just depends on who you are personally. If you're someone that gets triggered by the mirror, then I would say maybe try to avoid it as much as possible, because it's gonna only keep hindering you. But if you're someone who can look at the mirror and not feel moved by what you're seeing, then it doesn't matter. Should I use intense emotion to bring about an instant manifestation that would change my life like a large sum of money? Emotions don't manifest. So, I mean, you can if you want to, but don't feel forced into feeling like you need to be extremely, extremely excited or happy to manifest, because that's not how it works. If you want to use it to your benefit when you're feeling happy, do it. But just know that it's not necessary. How to throw logic out the window and the desire to take action to achieve something when manifesting. For me, what basically remedied that is using my abilities to manifest. So, like at the very beginning, I think you guys have heard me say this a million times. I literally manifested 25 random things I didn't care about. And after being proven right back to 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 back again, it was almost as if I gave my logic mind what it needed, which was the evidence that it was me manifesting. And so it was a lot easier for me to understand that I'm the reason why things are happening. Do you just observe your thoughts most of the time? Yes. If it's something new that I'm trying to manifest that I've never had before, and I'm trying to get my mind okay with the idea of me having it, which nowadays it's very few and far between that happens, but in the event that I am manifesting something and I'm trying to get my mind on board with it, I will find myself observing my thoughts. Like, I will find myself questioning some of the things that I'm thinking about. Like, why do I think that? Or why is it that I feel like this is that way? And I won't get mad at myself. I won't get angry at myself. I'll just observe. I'll just like observe. That's it. Because it's just data. It's just data that I'm being presented so that I can change it within. I realized that robotic affirming placed me in a waiting stage. Yeah, a lot of people accidentally do that because I kept looking to see where it was. If I got it, I wouldn't be looking. Exactly. The way this live is full of trolls today, I want to manifest permanent residency in South Africa from Canada. However, my mind spirals when I think of logistics and how to get the right visa. I'm taking agriculture right now, but no idea. It doesn't matter. You don't have to know how. You just have to decide what you want. Everything else gets figured out for you. See, this is why I like telling people to practice with manifesting, because you come to realize that a lot of the things that you don't care about manifest in weird ways that you wouldn't even have imagined. What would you suggest when someone decides something but the anxiety that comes with it feels overwhelming because they feel like they're lying to themselves? So, this is where I start to tell people to hone in on how the law works, right? First things first, emotions don't manifest. So, understand that first. Emotions do not manifest. Second of all, take some time to regulate your nervous system, calm down a little bit. And some people like to tell people, like, when you're feeling this way, just robotic affirm on top of the emotions. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, if it works for you, do it. But for me personally, I can't do that because what I've come to realize, my in my journey with manifesting, I care about the way that I feel more. So I'm not just going to keep affirming when I feel shitty or when I feel anxious. I'm going to first settle down. Your desires are not going anywhere. The law is not going to stop working for you just because you take 20 minutes for yourself. Just calm down. Take a second to breathe, neutralize whatever emotions are happening in your body, and then you can go back to affirming what you want. Remember, the law is this phenomenon that doesn't stop working. So understand that emotions don't manifest, so you didn't do anything wrong. Just don't allow those emotions to create meaning in your life, because we know that with manifesting, what you judge, you when you judge something, you assume. When you assume, you create. So you don't want to judge those emotions or give meaning to those emotions. Just observe them. That's it. And then you start affirming the things that you like. What should I do when I preferred a specific result? It didn't occur in the result published stage. Should I persist for it even after that I already have what I preferred? Yes, because it doesn't matter. You already have it. Why would that matter? If you're telling yourself you already have it, why should that matter? You had it before and you have it now. So why would the physical world like interrupt that? You don't stop just because the day passed. It was yours to begin with. When you say manifesting with identity, does that mean flipping thoughts and feeling? Not necessarily. So, what I basically mean is your identity trumps any technique or method you could ever do. So, for example, if my identity is one of someone who is successful, that means when a random thought of what if this fails? What if this doesn't work? What if I don't get the clients? What if people are not interested in my work? Whenever those thoughts pop up, I'm going to simply ignore them because they don't mean anything, because underneath that is the belief that I'm successful. So I know that all those thoughts that just popped into my mind have nothing to do with me. With manifesting consistent money daily, I feel like I have to do more or be more, but how do I get over that and allow money to simply being me? Practice. Practice using your ability to manifest, because you're not like, you can take my advice, you can take other people's advice, you can take other coaches' advice, but I feel like we're not truly going to master any of this if we don't like use it. Like, use your abilities to manifest. Start manifesting things that you don't necessarily care about so you can see that this is working. Just so you can like see that It doesn't matter what amount of money you want to create, it doesn't matter what desire you have. The mechanism or the phenomenon that is manifestation has to work. Like, this isn't up for debate. The you don't get things held off from you because you have a little interest in something. Like, that's not how this works. Just because you have like a date plan with your specific person, gravity is not going to make you start flying because you're a little interested in something that day. Like, that's not how this works. So this is why I teach people, understand how manifestation works before you come into manifesting, like using techniques. Techniques are fine and they're like amazing or whatever, but understand what you're doing. How can I manifest multiple SPs that are all attractive, generous, and all about me? Self-concept. So, what does your self-concept say about manifesting SPs? Are you someone people obsess over? Are you someone people desire? Are you someone people love being generous towards, right? So, I would start off with, what do you have in place that would contribute to you living that desire? And I would say start there. When it comes to non-dualism, do I need to become aware, visualize it once and let it go, or should I revisit that visualization? Um, you bringing it up to your mind, however that may be, whether it's visualizing, affirming, or scripting, is you being aware. So the second you are aware of it, that's it. It's already real. There is no, you know, there is no dual, like it. I think you guys have it confused where you think it's 4D then 3D. No, there is no duality. It's just one. It's just one reality. Did you change your self concept, your self perception of yourself to manifest? Or did you eventually just realize that it clearly works through experience and then that was your self concept? I think both. Because there was a time when I caught myself accidentally making manifestation into like this process when I don't know why I was doing that. Even like the way manifestation works for you is a story that you're telling. So I fixed my perception when it came to how the law works for me. And yeah, that was included in my self concept. Because you have to understand, like, your self concept is basically everything. And I don't necessarily mean self concept as in like your looks or like, I don't know, the way you perceive yourself. It's like, how does the law work for you? How does manifestation work for you? You are at the basis of everything. Everything works because of you. Everything is happening because of you. So when self concept is included, that means you are telling the world how it should operate and how it should look for you. I agree with everything you say, but sometimes I get so anxious that I have to robotically affirm just to stop wavering. That's fine. I'm not saying it's wrong to do that. I just want people to understand what they're doing. So if you think robotically affirming helps you and it's something that you prefer to do, like, do it. I'm not saying don't, like, not to do it, but I want people to be educated on what manifesting is and what it isn't. Can you talk about parallel realities and how to collapse time? So for me, I don't know. Like, I feel like because energy cannot be created nor destroyed, that means anything that ever will be, ever was, and ever has happened is already here now. So it already exists in a reality out there. How we align with that reality is basically by the identity that we are occupying. And that's it. So the second you embody that identity, you're already there. I love that I have all these trolls here because you guys are feeding my engagement. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So basically, ignore all the thoughts and affirm. Ignore the thoughts that are not beneficial to the identity that you want to experience. Yeah, the law is a mechanism. Any advice on beating addictions? One of the very like immediate things that jump out to me is use manifestation as a supplement, but still do the real world things that you need to do to fight addictions. Like go to your therapies, go seek help, do the things every day to be, sober if alcohol is the thing or whatever it is that you're, are finding hard to leave, and work through it in the physical world. Don't just only use manifestation, because I feel like, I don't know, when I hear people talk about like just stop being addicted like to certain things, that's not helpful, and it can actually be very damaging. So still do real world things to help that addiction. How likely is it to manifest big changes in your body? Like if you want to be taller and have a longer torso, for example, it's very likely. I'm not someone that thinks things are fake. Like if someone tells me something that they're manifesting, I don't like immediately shun it away, because I'm like, why would I take that opportunity to make more things more realistic in my reality? For me, it's like if you are able to believe it and do it, that's completely fine. I'm like a very open-minded person, so I don't think anything is really fake. But yeah, all you have to do is just decide your body is taller. I think you said your body is like to be taller and have a longer torso. Just decide, I'm taller, I have a longer torso, right? Just tell yourself this is who you are now, and know immediately the second that you do tell yourself this is what's happening, this is the case now. Isn't this kind of like the phenomenon of what you focus on? Like when you buy a red Ford, you start seeing your car more around. Yeah. And the reason why that happens is people say that's the reticular activating system. The reason why you see multiple things of the things that you are focusing on is because your reticular activating system is filtering out the things so that you can spot them a lot easier. How can we stop waiting for our manifestation? By understanding that manifestation, the law of assumption, is either you either have it or you don't. That's it. Understanding that you can either be in one of these two realities is how you stop waiting. You either have it or you don't. Remember, the law states what you assume to be true has to be true. So the second you make that assumption, it's already true. That's instant. It's real right now. These are so entertaining to read. When a situation arises, a payment overdue, and you must respond, you fill out the paperwork and respond to calls simply without giving any meaning to it. Yeah. Like the point is not to stop living your world in your world. It's to approach everything with the understanding that this is taken care of. This is my reality now, and I have what I want. I don't understand how to work on self concept without affirming. You can affirm. So the point is not to stop doing the things that help you reach that identity. You can affirm if you want. I'm not saying the techniques are bad. I'm not saying that these things are negative. I'm just saying that do these things while having the understanding they're not what's manifesting. What's manifesting is the identity. Uh, yes, to become this identity, we will have to affirm. You want to be rich? Affirm things that coincide with the identity of someone who's rich. I have a lot of money. Money flows to me easily. I always get what I want. Things always materialize instantaneously for me, right? But understand that at the basis of this all, the reason why these things are working is because you're deciding, because I'm doing this is why it worked. Do you actively manifest multiple things, or do you prefer one or two at a time? Manifest multiple things. Especially now that I understand that it's instant, I just like throw up a bunch of things in the air and just watch it happen. Because I understand, like, the second I decide it's mine, it's already mine. Why am I gonna wait for one thing, then the next, and then the next, and the next? This basically is the belief that was taught in a book that was popular when I was young called The Secret. Yeah. I like The Secret, but The Secret is more so law of attraction based, and I don't necessarily agree with a lot of things that Rhonda talks about in that book, but it was definitely like a nice starting point. How would I go about wanting to move to another country without fear of rejection? Thank you for what you do. Thank you. So immediately, one of the very first things I would do is go to the end, right? Go to the end of being in this other country. Second of all, I would remind myself of how the law works. That fear that you're feeling, I would understand immediately. Okay, this fear is not enough. The skies just got so black. It's about to storm, sorry. This fear is not enough for me not to get what I want, because I know how the law works, and I know fears don't manifest because fear is an emotion. So immediately that is what will calm me down. And then I have the opportunity to now start implementing the new stories that I want to experience. Remember that the law has to work. It's not like a sometimes it'll work and once in a, no, it's this mechanism has to reflect who you are being every single time without fail. So don't be scared of rejection, because you now understand that the law has to work. They don't have a choice. They cannot reject you. If you could sum up manifesting in one sentence, what would it be? Decide what you want is true, and then it is. But again, that's contingent on you believing that it's possible. I keep seeing some guy in my imagination for several years and still didn't manifest him in 3D. What could be a reason? Well, look at your self-concept. What are some of the stories that come up when you think of him? That can be a telltale sign of what's happening underneath all the things you are visualizing. Because if you're deciding that nothing is working, then it won't work. Okay, guys, I'm gonna answer one more question. Oh, obviously, you guys know I'm still doing coaching. Reach out, conjuredrealm.com. If you need coaching, if you need assistance, reach out. I'm always here. Even if I don't upload, you guys know I'm still actively doing coaching. So I don't want you to think that I'm gone, because that's not the case. It's just a whirlwind of things, a whirlwind of things. Lime, I want to answer your question. I just don't want my video to be taken down because of that. But I will say this. When people show up in your reality, let's just say someone shows up in not a very kind way. I don't want you to make that mean you did that. It's just, people just are how they are. Now, after you meet them, if you continue to persist in the idea that this is who they are, then that would be you manifesting them. Outside of that, I don't want you to think that you're the one that manifested this person to treat you this way, because especially if this is someone you're meeting for the first time. Okay, I want to manifest. Thank you. Okay, wait, I want to read one more. When you decide something, do you go about your day as normal? Like, do you walk around seeing the 3D as neutral, or you are just being? You don't think of your desires much. So, okay, this is how I manifest nowadays. When I'm creating something that I want to experience, and I know that the decision is the only thing I just have to do is just decide that it's mine. Let's just say, I don't know, I wake up like around 8 a.m. and I randomly get a desire for something. I would just decide, this is what's happening now. Like, let's say I want someone to text me. So and so just texted me. I love that they texted me. I love that they're thinking about me. And because I understand that the second I decide that this is true, it became true, I now have the freedom to go about my day and do whatever it is that I want. If I see opposition, that has nothing to do with me because I already made my decision. As the master of this reality, I know everything out here has to bend to me because I've been proven right time and time again. So I know that this is just how it works. So if the thought comes up again throughout my day, I will just reiterate what I just did now. I'm so happy that they texted me. I'm happy that we're in contact. I'm happy that whatever. I'm just basically telling the story how I want to experience it because it's done already, because it's true. That's my reality now, so why would I change the story? This is who I am now. This is what's happening. So why would it be anything else? And then that's it. And then lo and behold, it will manifest. But yes, if you guys need help, one-on-one coaching, I'm still offering coaching. Head over to my site, conjuredrealm.com. There's coaching packages there, assistance, phone call coaching. There's email coaching. There's even emergency coaching if you don't want to wait for a scheduled time. Um, but yeah, please get coaching if you need it. I'm always here. I'm always here to help you guys. I love you guys so much. I hope you had an amazing time with me here. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section so I can answer them if I didn't answer your question. But yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing day and happy manifesting.